Dear students, in this video you will learn about comparison of single case and double case motors, applications of rotor and induction generator. So in previous video we have seen how the squirrel cage type rotors are modified with deep bars and double case rotors, double case type. So here we have a comparison of single case and double case motors. So this comparison of single case and double case, the first point in single case is starting current is high. So starting current is high, hence not suitable for direct online starting. So since the resistance of the rotor is less, that's what starting current will be high. So we cannot start with direct or direct online starting. So double case, so we are increasing the rotor resistance, so we can start directly. So direct online starting is possible. So since starting resistance is high, current will be low at the time of starting, so we can use to start the double case type induction motors are direct online starting. And starting torque is low. Since high resistance current in single case low resistance and starting torque is low, and here high starting torque. So double case type will have high starting torque. The effective rotor resistance is low, hence at start rotor heating is not severe. So effective rotor resistance is low, hence at start rotor heating is not severe. Effective rotor resistance is high at the starting, rotor heating is low, resistance is more, then heat will be more. Rotor resistance is low, rotor copper losses are less, efficiency is more. Rotor resistance is high and it produces the high rotor copper losses, and efficiency is less. And breakdown torque or maximum torque is more. Here breakdown torque or maximum torque is smaller, as two cases produces the maximum torque at different speeds. So breakdown torque and maximum torque is smaller in double case type rotor. And leakage reactance is low and leakage reactance is high. Power factor is high in single case type rotor, and double case type rotor power factor is low. And torque slip characteristics are fixed and constant. Here proper choice of resistances. So single case a single case type rotor, so it is torque slip characteristics are constant, but in double case type, so we have upper case and lower case. So by choosing the proper choice of resistances and reactances, inner and outer cases, so we have inner cases, upper and lower cases, we can also call upper and lower cases. The wide range of torque slip characteristics can be obtained. So in this wide range of the characteristics will be obtained, and for same rating cost is low. So we are using single case, so no need of modification in the rotor side, so cost is low. But in this we are modifying the rotor design and we are using the double case, then cost is high to double cases, so cost is high. So these are the differences or comparisons between single case and double case motors. So now we will see the applications of induction motor. Squirrel cage type of motors having moderate starting torque and constant speed characteristics. So it referred and it are used in squirrel cage type motors are used in driving fans, blowers, water pumps, grinders, lathe machines, printing machines and drilling machines where we are need constant speed. So constant speed applications we are choosing squirrel cage type motors since speed is constant. So we are using in blowers, printing machines, water pumps, lathe machines, drilling machines and grinders. Okay, and where we are need to control the speed, so we need to increase, we need to decrease the speed of the motor. So that those type of cases, so we are choosing the slip ring induction motors. So slip ring induction motor can have high starting torque since the resistance is high, so torque of the induction motor is high. So here high starting torque, slip ring induction motor is high starting torque and high maximum torque. So maximum torque also is high. So these type of slip ring induction motors are preferably used for lift, hoist, elevators, cranes, compressors. So these are the devices. These are the lift, hoist, elevators, cranes, and compressors. We need to control the speed at a particular distance, at a particular time. We need to control. So those type of devices. So we will use slip ring induction motors. Now induction generator. So induction motor works as an induction generator. When it will works as an induction generator, when slip is goes to negative. So slip goes to negative. So induction motor works like a induction generator. So slip is more than 1, it will works as a braking release. Slip is between 0 to 1, so it will works as a motoring operation. So when slip will go to negative is when rotor speed is more than the synchronous speed. So motor runs more than synchronous speed, the slip will be negative. Then induction motor works like a induction generator. So here we can see the operation of induction motor as induction generator. So when slip lies between 0 to 1, when 0 less than or equal to s less than or equal to 1, the machine runs as a motor. So machine runs as a motor. So normal operation. So when rotor is in the direction of rotating field, so which is developed by stator current. So in this region, it takes electrical power from supply lines and supplies mechanical power output. The rotor speed and corresponding torque are in same direction. So when slip is greater than 1, when slip is greater than 1, the machine works in braking mode, machine will stops running. So when slip more than the 1, so more than the 1, then it will works as a works as a braking mode. So motor rotates opposite direction to the rotating field, then it will stops, it will brakes. So when slip of the induction motor is negative, so when slip is negative, then induction motor runs faster than synchronous speed. So here, so in this case, n rotor speed is increases to rotor speed is increase more than synchronous speed. It is more than synchronous speed. So it runs faster than synchronous speed. Then induction motor runs as a generator. So induction motor runs as generator called induction generator. So in this region, induction motor works like a induction generator. Okay. So these are the about induction motor works as a induction generator. So when slip is negative, it will works as a induction generator. Now we will see the phasor diagram of induction generator. So you can see in this. So it is similar to the transformer, two winding transformer. The stator of induction generator must be connected to voltage supply to produce the necessary rotating magnetic field revolving at synchronous speed. So here it will produce V is the supply voltage here and E1 is the induced voltage in the stator. So when the rotor is rotating above the synchronous speed, the stator is disconnected from the supply. The generator action will not takes place. Stator is disconnected from the supply, so generator action will not take place. When the rotor of induction motor is drives above the synchronous speed, it will takes generator action. So the action of induction motor as an induction generator can be explained from the phasor diagram. So here phasor diagram is we have a V1 is the supply voltage, E1 is the induced voltage and drops, resistance drops and reactance drops. If we add, so it will be equal to the supply voltage, right? So in rotor component, so in phase component of rotor current with respect to rotor EMF. So here I to R is the rotor current is in phase with the stator in phase with the rotor current. So this is drops. So if we add this drops, it will be equal to the rotor induced EMF E to R. Okay. So now when motor is runs more than synchronous speed, so it will be induced EMF will be more than the supply voltage. Then in this case induction motor works as an induction generator. So in next video we will see about the comparison of induction generator and synchronous generator and applications. Okay, thank you everyone.